It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Raiders and the Pack on Sunday Night Primetime.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Green Bay Packers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Here's the former Auburn kicker, Daniel Carlson, to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. Takes it at the 7. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Right to the air is Rodgers. Flush to his right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
Rodgers now on first down. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And the Raiders have got him.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
That's a ball he needs to let go on there. It wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Now it's Rodgers.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And it certainly hadn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, they'll burn you.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 22. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Carr to throw. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Carr fighting his former college teammate Adams there for the Raider first.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Carr. Got a man on it. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Packers pick it up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver, you got to be careful.
I certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Rodgers. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Christian Watson, the man he was looking for.
And it's 3rd and short.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Rodgers to throw. And Jones has it over the middle.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolved, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
We're scoreless after 1. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down, another shot for Jones.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown.
Robert Tonyan
from 4 yards out.
And the Packers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Robert Tonyan capping it all off on the touchdown grab.
After the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense.
They had to fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. And the catch made by Johnson.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, They made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row and now a pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now on first down. And the pass complete to Waller on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Here's Carr. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Carr. Wide open receiver, complete.
And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to the first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now Carr.
And he finds Waller in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Packers with a football here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a mission.
Rodgers going to throw. This is Lazard with a catch out left. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He'll find Jones again, complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Rodgers now to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds. Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everyone to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And in a tie ball game, they've got to be asking themselves, what can we do to get this passing game on track for the second half to come? Meanwhile, for the Packers, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw here.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now a play fake. Carr.
Lets this go for Renfro downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly what the first down marker was. Handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
He's got Tunyon complete over the middle.
with a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now it's Rodgers. And this will be caught at the 30.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
One part, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Rodgers. Dancing to his left.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. And that is incomplete. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Crosby is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Throwing his car on third down. He hits Adams complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete here to Waller. He's got room at the 30.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Carr to throw again. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Now Carr. Eluding the pressure right. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derek Carr taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So that drive 7 plays in length. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3.
Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield. 30, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown. They had just lost the lead. That deficit sure didn't take long to erase. They return the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown.
Love the thunderbolt that just came out of that one. That puts them in the end zone and back in the lead. Your only question, your defense just gave up a score that put you behind. Well, that score you just added on the board will energize them? Or do they have to go back out there and they're a tired unit? We'll soon see.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's got a man complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a fourth quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his pass, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Throwing now is Carr. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through, dropping for an 8-yard loss. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll try to run some clock now with Jones. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Once again, we got to get it done as a group. I got you, baby. It's showtime, baby.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Back to throw, Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is taken at the 23. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. So Carr and the Raiders now down 17-14. A minute 35 to go. Now they need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Carr. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
Carr's throw complete to Hollins. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Carr. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Carr to throw. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over, so a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Third down throw incomplete as well.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
So a big one coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to tie things up in the final minute. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
(17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Raiders are going to get the football first here in the overtime session as we are back underway. Takes it at the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raiders heading out to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
First throw of overtime for Carr. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Bolden. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Carr. Looking sideline, incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. But Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4th down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less. Because you got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, fourth down this distance. You got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And that changes everything here in OT.
And now that changes things in a big way, because you're forced to try a long field goal to hopefully get something out of that opening drive in overtime, and it's unsuccessful. And now on the other sideline, maybe you just need a couple of first downs, get your own kicker set up with a chance to win this game.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a first throw here in overtime. His throw incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Call on a nickel set for third down. Now Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, a 22.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
Rodgers now on first down. That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled, because we're in OT. This is big time.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score, and OT finishes it off, but all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree, and the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all. And then to get there and finish it what I would call an old school way, a running play, because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to.
But Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.